Hello, everybody, and welcome to March and happy new moon. I am excited to be here with you today, Sherry Moyse, intuitive business mentor, and I am joined by Meisha, who is a mentor, a guide, a writer, a songwriter, all around magical being. And I asked her to join me today because I just thought it would be fun. She is all about intuition and imagination. And as we talk about this Pisces new moon, I thought it would be great to have someone to banter with today. So welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining me.
Hello. And I just checked and it is kind of fuzzy live. So, oh, no, it's cleared up now. So I think it's maybe my internet connection. So don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that, folks.
It's all right. It's all right. So, well, we can hear you perfectly. So, and if you're watching us live, say hello. We are on StreamYard, so you do have to give permission for us to be able to see who you are, or just let us know in the chat. So, I want to dive in. For those of you that are in the Heart Powered Coaches and Healers Collective, we are journeying through the zodiac this year, this calendar year. And so we're just using each cycle of the zodiac as it begins with each lunar new moon to inspire us around different topics that are really going to support us both in our business and personally. And I love this cycle, the Pisces cycle, which literally began, the new moon perfected about 25 minutes ago. So we're very much in the energy of it and will be for the next 3 or 4 days. So if you haven't had a chance to drop in with the energy yet, no worries, you still have plenty of time. So Pisces new moon, if we're looking at the astrological calendar, Pisces is at the end of the cycle. And I just think it's so beautifully laid out. As most of you know, I'm not a huge fan of goals and the pressure of new year, new you, but I love the flow of the zodiac. It makes so much sense. So in this Pisces cycle, we're going to be talking about big picture vision. And it's really going to set us up for the Aries cycle that follows, which is the new year of the astrological zodiac, where it's initiation and action. But if we don't dream it, we can't create it. Can't do it, right? So everything was dreamt of or imagined before it came into creation, right? And so, it's such a powerful time. And we get told as entrepreneurs, right? Don't be too dreamy. Don't be too in your heart. Don't be too this. And I say, what's true about that? Because you really do, tapping into this dreamy Pisces energy is really going to be a powerful way to set yourself up for this next cycle. Not to mention, there are some seriously powerful planets lined up right now to assist in the process. So those other aspects that I spoke about last week, I won't dive too deep into that today, but they're going to give us, when we step into the dreaming, the imagining, the other planets are here to give us the how-to and the energy to take it forward and turn those dreams into reality. So it is a really beautiful, potent, and powerful time to, as Astro Butterfly says, make a wish, sprinkle some astrological fairy dust on the situation. So I want to say anything is possible. Anything is possible. But we get told that's not true, right, Meisha? We get told there's limitations.
Well, and that's the mind telling us that, because the mind doesn't conceive of all of this stuff. So the mind thinks there is limitations, and the mind wants us to stay limited because there you go, listening to that heart space again. And that's the thing that makes us go, no, let's don't do that. And the mind its job is to keep us safe. So we kind of give the mind a hard time, it kind of sounds like, but that's not the intention. We recognize that the mind is brilliant and holds so much and has so many automatic functions too. And it is serving its purpose, but it's also holding on to past programming, which can either put us in fear mode or keep us stuck or increase our fight, flight, and freeze, way up, even to the point of paralysis. Believe me, I know. So
Right?
yeah. So yeah, that's the deal with the mind and the fact that it will try to hold us back because it doesn't conceive of this stuff. So the mind does tell us, don't go to the heart, don't do the imaginary stuff, don't go there because that's not safe. And that's the whole thing. I mean, really, when we're transitioning, do we want to look back at our life and say, wow, I did all the safe stuff? Or do we want to say, wow,
Let's
everything
dream
my heart
big.
desired, I went for?
Yes.
That's what we're going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I love that. And so one of the opportunities we have right now with this new moon is, new moons are always about setting intentions, but I love this. We do need to review where we've been. So what can we, because we want to, um, we've planted ourselves in some way, shape, or form. History's told us that these doubts, these fears. So, really looking at those over today and the next few days before you step into dreaming in and just acknowledging them and saying, where do I doubt myself? Where am I fearing things? And are you ready to excavate those fears, those doubts, pull those seeds up, pull those weeds out of the garden so that you can plant new ones? Let's till that soil so that we
Aerate
can
it.
really
Yeah. Yeah,
and
aerate those
airhead.
roots. Yeah, because not everything we've planted in the past is all bad. And
No,
so there's some of it we're going to want to keep, and there's some of it that it's not even that it's bad now. It's just we want to make room for new stuff. And so
exactly.
that's just a process we have to go through to do that. And it's clearing. I'm now, I mean, the terminology, it's just coming left and right. I'm now calling this energetic bandwidth.
Because there's only so much.
There's only so much, and so we need the energetic bandwidth. We need that space. We need to have that space because if we manifest something in, or put some energy into attracting something in, then if we don't have the energetic bandwidth or the space for gratitude for it, it won't stay,
Yeah.
because it's the energy putting out toward it that brought it to us to begin with, and that's gratitude or anticipation or wanting it, desire. So if we don't continue with that energy, it's not going to stay. It's going to go back out, and we're going to be like, what happened? It was right there. I had it. It was right here, and I've still got all this stuff, but I don't have it. Well, that's because you still got all that stuff and you don't have enough energetic bandwidth for it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I love this, this space that we're in of, dreaming into, because if we don't dream it, how can it come to be? And it's not, you know, like I said, the power of imagination, to imagine what things will be like. I was speaking to someone yesterday, and she had been reading this powerful book about money and relationship with money, and she was getting really stuck in the process. And so I want to share with all of you a couple of prompts that I gave her to get curious around, and ways that I suggested she just let her imagination go. So, really allowing yourself to say, if there were no rules, no boundaries, if there was just all possibilities, what is my heart's desire? And really just not thinking through it, just writing and writing and writing, automatic writing, setting a timer for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and just allowing yourself to write and let your heart's desires flow onto the page. And oftentimes what I know will happen is we'll pop back up into our heads. So what I suggest is that then you go back and read it. And when you read it, do you get lit up? Do you
Yeah.
lean in? And if you don't, then go back to the exercise again and just keep writing, or voice memo. For some people, like I like to speak it. That helps me. And then I'll transcribe it. So whatever your process is, and allow yourself to just let your heart's desires flow onto the page with no rules around this, no parameters, just be and see what arrives.
Yeah, don't allow any limited programming to come into it. Just go down into the heart space and say, okay, mind, I'm giving you a vacation here. You're going to get to take a little rest. Rest is good for us. Yeah, rest. And so let the mind rest. And then the automatic writing is good because writing is grounding. So as it comes, we're grounding. Speaking it is great because that's sound vibration. So we're putting it out there when we're speaking it. And if it's meant for us, we'll get that lit up vibration coming back. So either way works. So it's what, and some people do like to type and they do get it back by reading it. So I mean, we're putting energy there too. But those two are both things that are either grounding or we're actually sending the waves out so they can come back, the vibration. But yeah, it's about going down into the heart space and just letting the heart, what if? Just what if? What if there were no reasons why not? Just what if there were no reasons why not? What do I really want to feel like? How do I really want to feel? What do I really want to be? What do I really want to experience in life? And then just go for it. And the stuff that the heart has been dying to tell you is going to come flowing out and you're going to be all lit up by it. And if you write something that makes you go, that's it.
Right. The thing that scares us the most, it has us, that's usually it. So when I say big picture vision, and that's what we're going to be diving into this cycle all through from now till March 30th in the group. And so if those of you who are watching on my page or on YouTube, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join here, because all of these will either be on YouTube or here. So, but we're going to dive into different ways to access that big picture vision and then set ourselves up to put it into action as we move into the Aries energy. It's so powerful to take that pause and to tap in. So big picture vision is what Meisha was alluding to. Like, how do you want to feel? And I talk about your I choose statement, right? How do you want to feel? How do you want to be showing up in the world? And what do you want your experience to be like? So if you are already an entrepreneur, and let's say, you take this time to look at, how do you feel in your business? What are you experiencing? What's working for you? What's not? And what do you desire to feel, be, and experience? And if you are considering stepping in, because I know we've got, both folks here, of launching your business or really stepping in full time, how do you want to feel in it? So not getting worried about or caught up right now in the how. Aries energy and then all these other planets that are lined up will help you figure out the how will come. The universe will meet you and greet you and the hows, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's the how, once we've set the stage. So thinking big, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, what do you want to be feeling like in your business? What do you want to, where do you want to be in your life? And it doesn't have to be super tangible. Like, I have this many clients and this program's launched. I want my reach to be here. I want to be on more stages. I want to be more visible. I want to be lit up by what I'm doing every day. Like, these bigger concepts will allow the energy to help you dream big and create possibilities that you might not have otherwise allowed yourself to accept.
Right. If we over define it, well, then we've sent the energy out there for just that and nothing more. But if we just identify what the desire is, then we send the energy out. Hey, universe, this is my desire. And the universe is like, and boy, did we just see somebody zig and zag over there. And if we got something that matches up with that, and here comes the energy for it. And you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. That's even better than I imagined. And but that's why we do it open. We do it open and as
or this or better.
Right, as co-creators and not in the ego thinking I've got to figure it all out. It's on me. That's what's egotistical in the dimension of the mind, is I've got to figure it out. I've got to make it happen. No, you have to conceive of it and open yourself to it and put the energy out there for it. And then it's not magical. You do have to do the work, but you have to be open to the possibilities. So because you can get even better than you imagined if you're open to the possibilities. And I love how you're always telling people to look at their life and their work. That way they're not, because we can get, I know what I was really good at with work is I would get so caught up in work, and I would overextend there, and then there was no room for life. But with life, I had children, I had a home, I had a band, I had all those things. And so then I would get out of work mode into that mode, and I'd be like, oh, I've got to put as much energy here. Well, it destroyed my health. I mean, I don't have that much energy. And so we have to look at it all as a whole. We can't have a successful business if we're not looking at it as it's a part of our lives. It's a part of our lives.
A thriving business, if I won't say it once, I'll say it a million times. A thriving business requires a nourished and happy you. Absolutely. Right. And I think the thing is, it's not about magical thinking. It's about this mind only has history. It's like a computer database. And so it doesn't know possibilities yet. Your heart knows possibilities, and it knows how it chooses to feel. And once you've identified that, now the mind has something to get curious around. Now it can go look for ways to make that happen. So this isn't magic. It has a job to do
now. And it's like, and you're not telling me I can't do it. No, go do that job. You've done that before. You're great at finding out how to do it now that I've conceived of it, and you're on board with not terrified and holding me back. And now that we've released and made space, and you've got the mental bandwidth too. I mean, that's part of the reason why the mind gets stuck too, is we've already put so much there. And so all these things we're holding on to, they're not just holding our energy from the standpoint of our energetic body. They're taking our physical energy, our mental energy, our psychological energy, our spiritual energy, our emotional. They're taking all of that energy too. They're draining this, what everybody can see stuff. And that's all integrated. We're not just an energetic body or just a physical, mental, emotional. We are an energetic body inside of all of that. So it's all of that. Yeah.
Energy. We are energy in motion. So I thought I would pull in motion. I thought I would pull a couple cards today, just for to step in and see what was wanted for the collective. Haven't done that in a while. This is from Tasha Silver's deck. I'm going to pull from two of her decks, and this is the Wild Offering deck, Divine Guidance. And so I think this is perfect. Of course, the card I pulled is Confidence. And it says, now listen, so this is great compared to what we're talking about. Divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. Can't make this stuff up.
I can't make it up.
You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, oh love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. Wow. So this is what we're talking about with dreaming big, of stepping into that divine confidence, allowing that guidance system within, without, whatever your own personal beliefs are, to be divinely guided. You have divine guidance within you. I did a meditation the other day for the new moon on Saturday, and I was gifted from my guide a magical wand that they put in my heart and said, tap it anytime. And I just thought that was just such this reminder, like the divine guidance is right here. Activate it and follow it. So I love this. Yes. That's so perfect. And then let's see what the other deck.
Absolutely. So, are you sure we didn't write that deck?
I didn't write that. I'm going to read it again. Divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, oh love. Grant me courage I never knew I had.
Yes.
And now we take the other end, and then this is her divine abundance deck. And the card that I pulled for us is Individuality. It's gorgeous. I'll take a picture of these cards and drop them in the comments. And I just love this. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth school. And so knowing that there's, and I say this all the time too, I know I'm a broken record around here, but you got it. Sometimes people will tell me, I heard you say that a number of times, but then today when I heard it, it landed differently. There is no one way, there's only your way. And we
Only your
step
way.
into, and when we step into dreaming big, and that dreamy energy, we can try to figure it out, and we're looking outside instead of allowing that inner guidance to flow from within, and trusting that our way, your own unique wiring and design, that's why I call it your heart mind design. It's tapping into your knowing, your beingness, to let it be your guide. That magical wand in my heart, you all have one in yours, and tapping in and letting it shine the light on you where you want and need to go. And then we can get into the practical stuff. We do need to, as Maester says, we do need to take action, but let's use this cycle to plant those seeds, to excavate, irrigate the garden, so that when we get to Aries and when energy starts to pick up, the flowers, we're getting into spring, right? Flowers blossoming, anything's possible, and we can
Fruits,
really take action.
the first blooms, the first blossoms. Yeah, I love how she said, we have this plan. Say it again, how she said it. I like that she did that.
Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth school.
Yeah, it's the life that we said, I want to go there and I want to live that. And so the plan is there. And then we are here to expand consciousness. So we are here to learn or conceive of new things. So even though before we got here, we said, I want to do this, this, and this, well, that still leaves room for the conceptualizing. And then we conceive of it, and then it comes toward us. And so, and we expand consciousness in that way. So I love that she said that, because that's why we're all here, is to expand consciousness.
And Pisces energy, we've had 11 months prior to really learn. We've been learning and moving through each of the cycles, and now we can use this energy to acknowledge, uncover, access our dreams and desires, using what our experience has been, and now stepping into that energy of possible, and knowing where you need to, where you want to till the soil a bit and where you want to plant new seeds. And so setting your vision now is going to really create momentum and energy as we move into and focus for you as you move into the Aries season. And so I know some people may be like, I set all these, goals and intentions at the new year. Well, guess what? You get to do it again, but in a different way. Let's use the dreamy energy of Pisces. When we do it in the Capricorn energy, which is the traditional New Year, New You, it feels very structured, right? We're really using the mind. So let's use this beautiful inner guidance system and dream big, and share your dreams with us. What do you want to dream into? Let's support one another in dreaming big.
Right.
And
yeah, and as these dreams unfold, I love the planting analogy, because that is exactly how it's going to happen. I talked about this a couple of days ago. It's going to unfold, and we're going to see fruit from it all throughout the year. But then when we get to those big moons in September and October, the harvest time, that's when all of this big dreaming we did has the big payoff. Because that is the cycle. There is a cycle to it. I mean, it's from the micro to the macro, for the individual cycle, the harvest cycle, the cosmic cycle. I mean, it's always that way. And so that is the beauty of it. This is the time to conceive of what's going to be in your garden, and then watch it come up all through the spring and summer, and then come fall. That's where your big harvest is. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But it does take letting the heart space conceive, imagine. The dimension of intuition resides in the dimension of imagination. We can't receive the intuitive hits on it unless we are open to possibility. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? So what can you imagine? What can you dream into? Use this dreamy Pisces energy. Really tap in over the next few days, and then we'll continue this exploration over the next few weeks. So Mesha, thank you for joining me today. It was
Thank
fun to have
you for
someone to
having
banter
me.
with.
Oh,
And
no, it's been too long.
it has been too long. All right, my friends. So, going to sign off here, and just with a reminder that, as always, all it takes is a little bit of heart power. Sending you all so much love, and dream big, and we'll see you soon.